Good morning and welcome back to How to Fly a Plane. Today I would like to show you how I perform a visual flight in VFR VMC without the aid of any ground radio aids or GPS. We will simply use a map and a navigation log where we have marked the heading and altitude we should follow to reach the following navigation point along the route. It will be a normal takeoff and takeoff configuration from Biella Airport, runway 16, 1,320 meters long, dry asphalt. In case of problems before rotation, we will abort takeoff and apply brakes to stop on the runway. In case of a problem after rotation, with the runway still available, we will land immediately. In case of a problem after rotation with no runway available, we will either attempt to return to the airport for a right circuit to runway 16 for minor issues, or land on an emergency field to the left of the airport in case of an engine failure or other major issues. On the map for our navigation from Biella, we can see we will proceed on a runway heading, climbing 2,500 feet towards Santia, then from Santia to Crescentina, then Poirino and Bra, then towards the circuit of Cuneo Airport via Fossano. Let's now complete our pre-departure operations: electronic pump on, landing lights on, Mr. Rich, prop fully forward. Let's now take a look at our navigation log. As you can see, we have all the points of our navigation, estimated times for each leg, and then let's check the time and estimate arrival time at each point. Check flaps down 1 notch. Ensure our trim is neutral. A quick reading of our before takeoff checklist. Fuel pump on, fuel selection on fuel tank, carburetor heat off, flaps 1 notch, trim neutral, heading indicator set, transponder not applicable, engine gauges normal, strobe lights on, emergency procedure reviewed. And we are now ready for departure. We can leave the yellow line to use the runway more efficiently and move towards the center line. Power on, release the brakes. Speed is alive, 40, 60, rotate. With a positive rate and a positive climb, gear up. We maintain runway heading. And at a safe altitude we will retract our flaps. 1,000 feet to go. At this point we can set climb power 25 inches with 2500 RPM. And we keep climbing towards 2500 feet. After takeoff checklist, fuel pump off, landing lights off. At 2,500 feet, level off. Let the speed build up, then reduce power to a cruise setting of 24 with 2400 RPM. We can quickly go through a cruise checklist and then start looking ahead. Throttle set, propeller set, mixture set, fuel pump off, fuel pressure verified, engine gauges checked, trim set, heading indicators set. We can now see two towns straight ahead, and here on our left, a highway with an overpass. Let's compare that with a map. To reach Santiago, we need to pass over the highway. So here we can introduce the concept of next. What do we need to do next? We need to maintain an altitude of 2500 feet, flying heading 190. As far as frequencies are concerned, we don't need to do anything because we are not in radio contact with anyone. We don't need to use radio aids. So we maintain altitude and prepare to turn 190 when close to our VFR reporting point. You can now see the town of Santiago just below us. When reaching it, we can start turning to 190. We adjust on our new heading, and we can update our navigation log. It was planned that we would pass over Santiago at 1:46. It's exactly 1:46. We can confirm the estimate for our next point, Crescentino, at 5:1. At Crescentino, we will be looking for a bridge over the River Po. Oh, sorry, here I forgot to move the heading bug. Now, ahead of us, is just slightly to the left, we can see the town of Crescentino. Again, let's apply the concept of next. Next altitude will maintain 2500 feet. Next heading again 190. The bridge over the Po is starting to come into view. And here's the bridge to our left. We can adjust our heading and update our navigation log. We had an ETA for Crescentino at 5:1, it is 5:1, so we can confirm our new ETA for Poirino at 5:07. As you can see, we are now flying over a few hills, but since this is not a densely populated area, we can maintain 500 feet above ground level, which means we can maintain 2,500 feet for the moment. As you can see, looking at our right side, we are reaching a new flat area. Again, next concept, from Poirino to Bra we will keep 2,500 feet and heading 190 again. Now on our right we can see the highway, a toll booth, the service station and the village of Poirino. We can check this on the map and confirm that it is in fact Poirino village. We can now update our navigation log. Estimated time of arrival for Poirino was 5:07, it is 5:07, so we can confirm an estimated time of arrival over Bra 03 past the hour. Now it's a good time to check the weather for Cuneo. In real life, we would tune and listen to the 80s. Anyway, we can read the matter: variable wind 2 knots, visibility over 10 kilometers, broken at flight level 210, temperature 20 degrees, dew point 14, pressure 1013. Okay, we are in VMC and we can continue. Approaching Bra, let's apply again the next concept. We will maintain 2500 feet with a new heading of 200 this time. We can now clearly see Bra Town to the left and the valley in front of us. We can see on the map our next point. We will recognize it because we will pass two bridges in front of us, slightly to the left. We were expected to arrive at Bra at 03, it's 02 now, so we are a minute ahead of schedule. And here on our left we can see our first bridge. In front of us the village of Fossano. Let's slightly adjust our course to the right to avoid flying over the prohibited area of Fossano town. And here on our left again we can see the second bridge of Fossano. We now head towards South Fossano. Below us, on the left again, we can see the Fossano train station. We can now turn right to intercept the downwind for our 03 at Cuneo. We see the airport straight ahead of us. We start descending to bring us to the circuit altitude of 2300 feet. ETA for Fossano was 07. We are here at 06. We begin preparing the aircraft for landing. Slow the plane down and flaps down one notch. We will be landing on Cuneo Leveligi Airport on runway 03, 2100 meters in dry asphalt. The landing will be performed in a landing configuration with full flaps and 90 knots of approach speed. Fuel pump on. And we check we are correctly flying the downwind leg. Maintain heading and altitude. Okay, I beamed the runway threshold, we can start the stopwatch. Remember 3 seconds for each 100 feet above ground level. In this case, a standard circuit, 1000 feet, 30 seconds. Maintain 2300 feet. And after 30 seconds we can start turning right for base. Also starting to descend with a second notch of flap. Always keep an eye on the runway. Looks like we can already start the final turn. Let's align with the runway center line. Let's deploy full flap. I slightly overshot the runway. I'll correct back to the center line. We use the PAPI lights to assist us with the descent. Let's quickly check our before landing checklist. The seat backs upright, seat belts secured, fuel pump on, fuel selector, fuel tank, fuel pressure verified, gear down, gear indicator green, flaps full flap. We are ready for landing. And when we are sure we can touch down, engine idle and start the flare. And we are on the ground. Let the energy bleed out. Then below 50 knots we can start braking. This was how to fly a plane. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. For any questions, doubts or concerns, write them in the comments. Thank you and goodbye.